Hello. Just getting started here. Give me a moment. All right, let's code some guitar music. I'm gonna create a new project to do it. I've actually already started this in a code pen, so let me find that code. That was so loud, I'm sorry. All right. So let's go over here. Actually, we can't go over here. Yeah, we can. Open that folder. Can't move it. Excellent. So click on this, click on new folder. The new folder will be guitar. We'll add that. I'll do new file. Let's see if we can get away with just a plain HTML file. Simple. Let's add a formatter. Separate the key. Okay. We're going to delete some of these. For now, let's go to the body. Cool. And then we'll just keep the guitar. focus on the one. And then we'll see what we need to do. Let's run it in the browser. Let's do new tab. And then all right, let's decrease the volume. Does the volume even matter? All right, let's delete the code we don't need. Don't need wave, don't need square, don't need saw, don't need harmonic. I don't know what the deal is here. Just trying to clean up this code a little bit. Let's decrease the volume some more. Even more. What's the quick way to... Is there a shortcut for this? Okay, cool. Alright, so just make sure to do that. Alright, so I've taken this code from a previous project. The problem I'm trying to solve right now is that my streams do not have audio. So I'm kind of looking for a way to... I'm just going to do like a warm-up. See if there's a way that I can make music using code and have that music play in the background if it sounds good. So we have these buttons that call these guitar functions, and the guitar function basically provides data for an audio player to play. And it draws the sound wave. And so for a guitar, basically take random noise and sample it down and basically make it play in on itself. And after it does that, you're able to make out what seems like something that sounds like a guitar a little bit. But I don't know if it actually sounds good or not. That's what we got so far. So, my idea is to have a whole bunch of notes programmed in. Maybe see what a chord might sound like. So let's like do on click. Let's just call a function chord. What we can do is the chest done? The chest is not done. I'm just doing a little warm up. I will be doing chest later. Maybe like 20-30 minutes from now I'll be doing it. I just wanted to see if I could find a clever way to do some music. Thanks for joining in again. But the vanilla chess, I have all the code for vanilla chess. I've created a variant with King of the Hill, which is basically the same game as chess with one more win condition. And I'm currently working on the Horde. I got some help yesterday thinking through some of the challenges, but I actually learned something new about chess yesterday. I'm learning new things about chess every day, it seems. I like to think that now I know everything, but maybe, who knows, maybe I'll be surprised. Yesterday we learned that a pinned piece can check a king, which I wouldn't have thought was possible. And a king cannot move into the field of view of a pinned piece. So something I learned, something that is probably really rare for it to happen, but it is something. Something I learned the other day, not yesterday, but the other day. You can't castle if any of the spaces, even if you're not moving into check, if any of the spaces that you're moving over are threatened, you also can't. So, like, if there's a piece attacking where the rook would go, you still can't castle that direction, even though you're not in check. Which I didn't know. I didn't know that until like last week. Yeah. I thought like coding that would be so challenging anyway. I'm glad that's the rule, because coding it would have been so much harder. I think that I would have just been like, I probably would have just given up. I would have wondered how anyone's ever written, because it seemed like it would be almost recursive, to find like all the different pinned combinations to make sure that the pinned piece isn't actually pinned. Yeah, it is easy to. Yeah, it's a good idea. Maybe that is something to consider. Is to write unit tests for these different games. Uh, Maybe I will do that. I do like the idea of it. Let's see if we can make a nice E. What's a nice chord? G chord on the guitar. I think that the thing that's going to make this challenging is just figuring out all these sample rates. G. Low G. Note. What's the word? Hertz. Okay, so is that kind of what I've been doing? 440. I wonder where I got these numbers from. This is like really old code. Does this, I mean, the real question is, does this even make the right sound? So if I were to look up guitar E string, Obviously, it doesn't sound as good as a real guitar, but I mean, it's close. But it seems like maybe I should look up the. What A is that though? Let's see if we could find. So I know that G. We'll find. Let's see if we can find 82. Okay, so here's 82, and what we want is the G above that, which is 98. Put the string we're playing. String. No. So next is the B, so we have to find the next one, which is 61. Sorry. Yeah, B. But what is this? What are these? Octave 2? Okay. Alright, so we don't need to scroll too much. 123. If this sounds like utter garbage, then I'm just gonna stop right then and there. Because I wonder if they can even all play together. Probably not. Who knows? G, A, D. D is next. So, the next D is here. 146. So D, we're playing the D note. G, E, A, D, G. So then the next G is what we want. And G on G. And then you have the option to put your finger on, to leave it open as a B, or to put your finger down as a D. So maybe we'll do the D, which is 293. If this does actually sound right, that would be a miracle. This is the B string, and we're playing D. Alternatively, we could play B, which is 246. Guitar. And then E, the last E, 329. We're playing G. Alright. Alright, and we gotta put text there. We don't have to, we could probably click it, but it's fine. Okay. I apologize to your ears if this sounds absolutely putrid. Okay, alright, I give up. It does not sound good. I wonder if maybe there was a slight delay, it would sound better. I mean, it doesn't. I wonder if each one had a slight delay. It would be better. So let's do const notes. Because you gotta think about you gotta think about how a person actually plays a guitar. Let's go put a 0 there. You can't put a 0 there. Just gonna put, I can't put an underscore there. Cool. That's fine. to BD, EAD, G, EG. And then we'll do a dot for each note index. And we'll say guitar note. Except we'll do it set timeout. And we'll just try a number. There's no guarantee that it's gonna be good. I mean, yeah, I doubt that we could ever make it sound good, but we'll see. I put a dot. Doesn't ever sound good. I'm going to decrease the volume some more. And then one more thing, I'm going to double check these note frequencies. So the G, we had 82, which is the lowest. G is 98, A, the next A. But that's just the string. We're doing 123. Then we're doing D, the next D is 146. We're doing G, the next G is 196. I wonder how important it is to get these decimals actually. Maybe we'll try the decimals next. But the G, the next is D, the next D is 293. Then the next G is 392. 392. Ah. Got the wrong number. Maybe it sounds good now. Okay, that's promising. We'll hold it for 5 seconds. All right. I'm curious what breaks if I do more accurate numbers. Where'd it go? So we'll go through it again. 98. 98 is just 98. 123 is 123.47. 146 is 146.83. 196 is just 196. 293 is 0.66. 392 is just 392. Does that sound any better? Does that even work? Okay, it definitely doesn't like fractions. Try to see if we can figure out why. So the hertz, what do we use hertz for? We do floor it. All right. think it's too accurate. Oh, okay. I am doing something wrong. I'm doing something else wrong, it seems. Or, unless I didn't refresh correctly. What did I break? Is it the 250? Is it just because it's long? What did I just change? I imagine it has something to do with the multi-threadedness. I wonder if there's a way to like merge these, but alright. Well, what can I do instead? I just need to find, just so you know the goal right now. I just want to have music. I think it helps me to focus, and I think that it just is more entertaining. But I don't know. Maybe some people just would rather play their own music over this. Maybe. Let me see if I can find something. Interesting. That was a folder. Anything? Alright, I'm gonna download this folder. Where was it? Hopefully download this folder. And then I'll add music at some point, but okay. I'm gonna give up on this idea. And get back to chess, and we're gonna remove folder from workspace. We're gonna do npm dev. I know you were really interested in seeing all the moves. I did a huge refactor, but we can go over all the moves. They got a little complicated. We're gonna have to do some during the. We're gonna have to go over it a little bit during the updates for new games. So I will get into the movements again. What's it called? Sorry, the download just finished. No, it just finished. It'll be done in 30 minutes. Excellent. But yeah, I'll go over the moves at some point. Let me close this. So we were working on Horde. So let's get rid of this. Right now, the issue that we are having is that these guys can move 2 when they shouldn't be able to. So before I do that, I want to simplify things a little bit. I want to create in the variant. Right now, I was thinking, oh, I'll just make a file for every single variant of chess. But then we're just going to have a whole bunch of files. It's going to be hard to keep track of things. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to make a new file called variant.ts. And I'm going to take this. I didn't spell it correctly, but that's okay. And we're gonna call this Horde. I think we should probably require a name here. So this would be /chess, chess controller. And so we can delete this file. King of the Hill is another game state. We'll go into variants. Hit this controller. King of the Hill. We'll go over to King of the Hill. I think we can delete this. Go to vanilla. Vanilla is just the controller straight up, of course. That makes perfect sense. We'll go to variants. Vanilla. Alright, and then what we're going to do is go to the chess controller. We'll go to config, and we're going to say that the name of the game is here and that it is required. And then in here, let's do one more thing. We're also going to require the slug of the game. And so for here, we're going to do name is King of the Hill. Slug is KOTH. one main is vanilla, slug is vanilla. And finally, main is word, slug is word. And then what we do is we're going to what are we going to do? We're going to say const controllers equals vanilla word and king of the hill. And then we'll say const controller equals controllers dot find controller controller dot slug dot config. We gotta make the config public. No, we don't. Just say get slug return this .config .slug, and then in here controller id get slug, and then if controller and we have to export this. Okay, so that reduces number of files. We might regret that later on, but it's fine for now. But the main thing we wanted to use it for was here, because we want to do slug.astro. Because all of these are pretty much the same. So we'll go to slug.astro. Create a block and say const slug. This will just be variance, and we'll do import variance from, and we'll say variance JK. We'll import start from, and we'll say start slug, and we'll say slug equals astro.params. Just like that, and then we'll say, I think it's what are you complaining about? Slug is declared but never read, so the variable I'm declaring here can't be used in here. What if I did okay, we'll try that. Excuse me. We'll make it so the start can also take null or undefined. And And that makes it so that we can delete this. We can delete this. We can delete this. There you go. That's the secret. Export const get static paths. And we'll say const slug equals astro dot yeah, it's still this. What we want to do is go into here and export controllers as well. And we don't use the slug here. Right. So in here, we're going to say controllers. Dot map controller slug is controller dot get slug. Params string undefined. Okay. Okay. So we want to move this here. Okay. So we call load image when we create a new piece, right? The issue right now is that we're calling this code in the back end. And these types don't exist on the back end. I'd like to know who's actually calling this though. Chess 73. Right? Chess 199. Right? Chess controller 13. Sure. Chess controller 49. Variance line 10. Oh, because we knew game. Okay, fine. Very well. Well, new game. Well, we can't call new game yet. That's the issue. Do that, but at least the front end loads now. we want to do new game here. I'll open the debugger. Go to console. Can we do cost slug equals astro.params and then put slug there? Alright, so the question becomes how to use this variable. Can I say alright, let's do a search. I'd rather not have to do some weird data thing. Define vars. What's define vars? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay, very cool, very cool. Upvote. Excellent question. Excellent answer. Alright, we have a syntax error. Because we're in horde. Slug equals horde. Can I use an import statement outside of module? What? Just want to start it. Oh, well, I missed a step. Maybe it wasn't a great answer. Because now the problem is I can't import. So it's not very helpful. Can I do define vars makes it so that I cannot import. It's annoying. Can can I do this? Can I do that? What gets generated then? Oh, it's enclosed. Wow. All right. I don't want to have to do it this way, but I can't figure out why this doesn't work. And instead I'm going to do DW start, make start, take no argument. We'll get the canvas. Const slug equals canvas dot data set dot slug. Okay, alright, I'm back online. And one more thing. We want this OL. Generate the games that we've made. Ref equals slash slug. Import controllers from map controller. What was that? That was rude. Curly brace controller dot get slug. And then we also need to make the name. We need to expose the name. Get name canvas.concrete.name. Go here, not there. Where's index? Let's close others. And they were nice enough to make this self-closing, which I didn't want. Get name. So the idea is if I go to localhost here, I'll see the games that I've made and I'd be able to click on them. Okay, so it kind of makes things a little bit more automatic, which is good. One more thing we can do is go into here, because like there's no way to know what game we're playing right now. So we can just do an H1 and do we'll do can we do this? Do we have access to the name? We don't. Cool. Because we don't use it. Is there another arc we can do here? Props. Our const name is astro.props. Excellent. So what are the issues with Horde? The issue right now, these pieces can move too. They should not be able to. If this pawn wasn't here, so he can move too, which he shouldn't be able to. So fixing that is very important. And in order to fix that, we need to go into our chess logic. So the logic right now, we have a lot. It's nearly 500 lines of code. So we want to adjust the pawn logic. Now at a certain point, I started tracking pieces, how many times they've moved, because it made castling easier to track. But we applied that same logic to the pawn and just seen if the pawn had ever moved, but that's actually not the case. So we're looking for the double movement. Move forward 1, move forward 2. So we should probably call this like can move 2. And it can move 2 if the we're gonna do a little cheat. If you're in like the first 2 ranks or the last 2 ranks, you should be able to double move, because that's the rule of Horde. These back rows can also double move, but if they move 1, they can still double move. I believe that's the ruling. Oh, I have audio. How much audio do I have now? Can I just play these? I don't even know what they sound like. They're probably horrible. Alright, how do I turn it down? I feel like I was about to go crazy right there. Bit with music. It's so loud. No, it's too dry. I think that one's too distracting. I don't like that one. How does this one sound? I don't like this like off tone. It just sounds bad. Maybe lo-fi is not what I want. Maybe I just want. Alright, alright. I wish I could just play it. Why do I have to download it? I can't. Alright, we'll download this too then. Alright. Well, that playlist was a bust, unfortunately. Alright. So you can move to there's no one in front of you. I can actually get rid of this because no, we can't. We wouldn't filter because it's our filter logic just assumes everything's a capture and keeps captures. So we still need to filter out. But we can do this can move 2. And we can move 2 if our row mod 6 is less than 2. I know this is probably like the craziest idea, but the idea is this will be 0, this will be 1. So 0 mod 6 is 0, 1 mod 6 is 1. So those are both less than 2. Perfect. If the pawn is here, fine, you can move 2. The pawn is here, great, you can move 2. 2 mod 6 is 2, which is not less than 2. 3, 4, 5, and we're back at 6. 6 mod 6 is 0. 0 is less than 2. 7 mod 6 is 1. 1 is less than 2. These two should be able to move 2. That would be the logic we're working with. And I think with that change, I just don't know how en passant works. If you move, I think if you ever move 2, en passant is possible. Like if there was a pawn here and they move 2, I should be able to en passant. I think that's how Horde works. But I can look it up. I can certainly look it up. I'll just scroll through and see. White exclusively with pawns. Their goal is to checkmate black king. There's no white king. Black can't deliver checkmate. Instead, black must capture all of white's pawns and promoted pieces to win the game. And so we don't need to code any special win condition because we already have a condition in where if a player has no valid moves, they lose. And it's possible to... Oh, you can actually stalemate. You could stalemate white. That would be epic. That would be so clever for white to just stalemate itself if they were losing. It seems so easy to do too. Most of the rules same as Orthodox chess. Okay. I guess that's probably what I should call my chess, is Orthodox chess. Game draws after a stalemate. Both players can promote their pawns to any minor or major piece. En passant capture is still possible and so on. The only difference, moving the white pawns. Pawns on the first and second ranks can move 2 squares forward if they have room to do it. Furthermore, pawns that started on the first rank can move 2 squares up even on their second move. Started on the... What? What? Oh, okay, it's not how I understood it. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna have to play some Horde chess to understand this. Let me see it. Yeah, but they're on the second rank. What if they moved to originally? The rule's unclear. All right. Can a pawn move to after moving to in Horde chess? They can move 2 even on their second move. What does it? Even in their second move. Dang. Well, let's see if we fixed one of these bugs. I know one bug. One bug was they could move 2. So you can no longer, these can no longer move to, excellent. We need this additional, these back pawns are like special pawns. Special pawns. So what we need to do is create a new pawn type. We'll do export const word pawn. Color. And basically, the horde pawn will take the movement function. Call and then we need to do a little bit extra work. And what I'm thinking is, nah, you know what? We'll make it a little bit easier. We'll make the pawn take a second argument. Right? And we'll just say, this piece. That's all we really need to do. And what we will do here is df equals I return I this dot moves less than or equal to 1. And this is optional. And where's the can move to? So it's already been declared. Do this. Say can move to all this or you can move to with this condition. Excuse me. Now the question becomes, why are you unhappy? And it's because I used the function variation that doesn't allow it doesn't allow this reference. And so what we need to do is go into the variance and this last row, this undo, paste it, TID, word, horns, FP, semicolon, S, word, horns, order of operations, probably, no, that's, what did I call it? Oh. That was right. I feel like these should be, to me, there's no reason they should be here. They should be here. And then we should import them. The name is it's just gonna be this.config, I think. It's good that we did that because we probably would have not done it otherwise. All right. All right. I'm gonna add a new button. Let's call it back. And what's that? And then we need to go to horde, go to the board, and this last row should be board. And that'll allow them to move twice. All right, well, I just want to find out. So he can move twice. Can't move twice again. He can move twice. He can move twice again. Can't move twice again. All right, let's figure out why it didn't show the promotion. Let's go to vanilla and see if vanilla still works. Okay, vanilla does work. The hill. Dang, why did I do that? It's fine, everything's fine. Yeah. But then, for some reason, horde doesn't show. Why not? Let's go to sources. Let's go to source. Let's go to chess. Let's go to view. I have a raw book C++ for this with object-oriented programming. Really? That's interesting. None of the lines I remember. That's totally fine. I don't know if I'll remember this after I've done it. It's definitely challenging though. It's definitely a good challenge. There's a lot of rules with chess. And I think like the hardest ones are definitely castling. Castling, pinning, and pawn promotion. Those to me are the hardest things. Everything else is pretty straightforward, pretty forgiving. But off to this question: why is it not drawing the pieces? Why am I looking here? What's this? I drew the pieces. Why is it drawing the pieces? Why didn't it draw them last time? I know why. I know why. It's because the images were not ready. Because we never loaded them before. Good test, good test. Okay, so maybe you can help me if I do run into trouble though. Maybe something will stir, a memory will stir. I had somebody help me. It's a very simple thing. I was trying to do castling, and then I was like trying to. I had this boolean, and it would detect if a certain piece moved, but then one of the viewers were just like, "Why don't you just track how many moves they made?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that is a lot easier." So, yeah, any ideas you have, I'm happy to hear them. But for this, we should probably, when we new game, we should probably initialize the promotions for both sides. We'll say color do this and say that the type is chess color, and then when we new game, we'll just do one for light, one for dark, and that'll help to preload them into the cache, so that when we go here, dang, I shouldn't have done that move. My bad. Oh my gosh, these clicks. What's happening? Why is it like one click behind? Okay, so it does load, but what the heck's going on here? Whose turn is it? It's Black's. What? Okay, maybe the issue is. Oh, okay. Oh wait, no. Okay, the issue is definitely scrolling related. Issue is scrolling related. I thought that I handled that. Apparently not. I thought I handled it in the view. Yeah, this was me handling it. Why? So the Y is like 87. Why? I should be able to do the fast maths. So when I click here, it should be negative. Right? That's 44. So that means the page Y is 60? Alright. I shouldn't have to do the math. Okay, so the page Y is 145. If I scroll up, page Y is 146. So it's telling you where on the page relative to the very tip top of the page. But the bounding client rect changes. could have sworn this is how I like used to always do this. Is it event.x? Client x? Offset x? Let's do client y. Let's just console log all the y's. HY. Client y. Offset y. Screen y. Okay. So there's this one. Yeah, it's definitely whatever the negative one is, definitely not that. So it's definitely not screen Y. Definitely not. How is it negative? What? Oh, cause it's on it's on a different monitor? That's weird. Okay, it's definitely not screen Y. Okay, so only one of them is different, and it's offset Y. If I scroll up, seems like offset Y might be what I want. Just straight up. I don't need to do math. I'm going to use offset Y. Oh, JK client Y. Wait, what? Yeah, offset Y. If I do offset Y, offset X, then I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. Okay. Okay. Cool. I think that completes Horde chess. I shouldn't kill it. Refactor and complete Horde chess. All right, excellent. All right. We have more variants. I feel like atomic is probably the easiest. Is there check in atomic chess? There is checkmate. So maybe atomic chess is next, since the only difference is that it expands the capture radius. So we would need to figure out, and I think that kind of lends itself well for other variations. I think 960 is also interesting. I just want to do the math real quick for all the different variations. chess 960. Let's do chess 960. Because the only thing that's unique about it is the only thing unique about it is the randomness. It's still chess, still normal chess. So let's do 960. Let's just do let's do a header here. H2 done. Oh, H1 chess variants. Oh, well. H2 to do. Cool. So we created a new variant. Just 360 equals new controller. Did my music get downloaded? What was it called? For logic. Let's see if it's any good. Okay. Hopefully it's not crazy. It's so loud.
Habité par.
Oh my goodness. What did I just do? Marina. Where is it? All right. All right, I'll take it. And yeah, if I just don't like one of these beats, I'll just get rid of it. Let me know if it's too loud. I have no idea. It seems so loud to me. Whether I need to speak up or turn the music down, just let me know. Alright, so for this one, slug is 960, and the name is 960. And all we're gonna do is change the new game. Which just returned a new board. I'll just keep it simple. That's not simple. That's dark. Oh no. Oh, actually there is another rule that I'm forgetting. 2, 3, 4, light pawns up, back row, light. Chess 960. Alright, cool. So the main thing here is generating a random back row. Which we will add it to here. Where's back row at? Where is it declared? Please no longer be here. We'll move that to here. The rest of the piece generators, we will fix any errors in the chess controller. Variance. I don't like this like off tune. This it's like kind of sharp, kind of flat. I don't know if people like it or not. Well, I did say I would delete stuff I didn't like. So we want to create a new function that does export const random back row for a specific color. So the way this works, there's a few rules around chess 960. The first one is the king must be between the two rooks, which means we need to figure out where the king goes first. If we figure out the king goes first, then we can figure out where the rooks go. And the king's position is going to be, it can't be on the edges, because if it's on the edges, you can't put the rook on either side. There has to be a rook on either side. So it can only go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. So we gotta do 1 plus math.floor math.random times 6. And that will determine the king's position. Next. So we can do like const row or piece. We can say row sub king position equals king of that color. And we'll just return row. You're not happy. Sorry. WX word X. Alright, so first things first, king's position. Once we find the king's position, we can find the left rook and the right rook. And so left rook position equals somewhere between the king and the left side. So that means it'll be math.random times king's position. Flute. Const right rook position equals math.random, and it'll be the king's position plus 1 plus math.random times so if it's 7, let's just think about it. It's going to be something minus king position. If the king is all the way to the right, then the king's position will be 6. 6 minus 7 is 1. So I think we need to do 6. The reason is, if the king is here, and we do 6 minus 6 is 0, we do 0 times random is 0, math floor 0 is 0, we do the plus 1, makes it 1, the king's position plus 1. And then if the king was here, then it would be 5, and it would be a random number 0. Because we floor, I think 7's fine, right? Because if we do 6, it'd be 0 to 1, but it's one exclusive. Just like king's position here is exclusive. 7 minus the king's position is exclusive. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll say row sub left rook position equals rook of that color. Row sub right rook position equals a rook of that color. And so let's go to the variance. Go to here, and the chess will be random back row, random back row. And we'll do a few refreshes just to make sure that nothing weird's happening. Alright, cool. The next 4 pieces just completely get randomly shuffled in. Once we have these set in place, everything else is like free. It's just free to do. And so what we want to do is we want to do const pieces is queen of the color, knight of the color, knight of the color, bishop of the color, bishop of the color, right? So that's one. Next we want to say const positions, and it's just going to be an array dot from length 8 dot map. We don't care about the first argument, we care about the index. And we use the index, and then we filter. So we want const taken. We want to keep track of the spaces that have been taken. There's 3 that have been taken so far. So we want to filter the indexes that's not taken. We'll make it a set. I didn't put a colon. Dot has index. Right, and so at this point we just need to shuffle one of them. To shuffle either one of these arrays. Is that a function? Where's nominal? Filter null. Where's that? Export. Const shuffle. T list T. So we're gonna do list dot for each. I don't care about the parent index. And this is where we're going from. So we're going to math.floor, math.random, list.length times list.length. And so we just say cost temp equals list.from equals list.to or sub2, and then list sub2 equals temp. And we're just gonna say they're all required. Great. So we have to shuffle. So let's call it shuffle. And now we can go, we'll do this, and then we'll say dot for each piece, and we need to know its index. We will say that the row sub position sub index equals piece. And we'll just say that shuffle returns the list. Okay, so in theory, what's going on? Oh my goodness, I just have it on repeat? I was wondering what was going on. Alright. Alright, so we don't need all this. So we go back to maybe in a line, df equals, save it. So in theory, the reason it's called 360 or 960, and I just want to run the numbers, see if it's actually true. So there's the king. The king can go in 6 different spots, right? And depending on where the king goes, each of the 2 rooks, they have restricted amount of spaces. So each rook, I'm trying to think of how many different combinations there are for each rook. For each king position, there's a different number of rook positions. Like the closer the king is to the center, the more there are, I think. Because if the king is in the center, then it'd be like, if the king is here, for example, there'd be 3 and 4. So it'd be 3 times 4 is 12. Versus if the king was here, there'd be 1 and 6. 1 times 6 is 6. So it's almost like some kind of 6 factorial or something. Just for the, like, I feel like it should be much more than 960. That's what I'm stuck on. How's it only 960? There must be like some rule that I don't understand. Maybe that the two have to match. The back row of each side has to match. Let me just look up the rule. Let me look up the game. There is one more thing that I have to code though. Oh, this is another rule. That's a restriction I did not consider. Okay, so oh, and it changes if it's light or dark. Kind of, it doesn't really. I just need to know what the opposite colors are. I don't need to know what colors they are. And so like, okay, so, I gotta think of the bishop positions, right? We'll just position everything at the very end. We no longer do this. Next rule. Bishops must be on different colors. Very important rule. So we'll do const light squares equals light squares equals length for dot map. Don't care index. Index times 2. And we'll do CID dark squares is +1. Alright, there's 4 of each. Yeah. And both of them need to be filtered for what's been taken so far. And in order to do that, I'm gonna just create these little scopes. just creating some scopes. Which means I'm not going to do this way. I need another array. We'll just do it like this. We don't need scopes now. Right? Yeah. The king's position. Add left rook position. Taken dot add. I should probably update my channel actually. Really can't paste. This paste. All right. Excellent. Okay, so we'll handle we'll handle one bishop at a time. Filter index, not taken. And filter, filter index, not taken. And then we'll shuffle it and take the first one we find. Shuffle it. Take the first one we find. And this is the dark bishop position. This is the light bishop position. And so we say taken dot add light bishop position, and we say row sub light bishop position equals bishop color. Do the same thing here, except it's dark bishop position now. It's required. Okay. All right. What other rules? We have to do the castling too, but let's just make sure what we have so far works. basically just making sure there's always a... Now, are both sides unique? Like, are both sides random? So let's just look at the rules. Chest 960 are the back rows different. Yeah, so 960 back rows are different from meaning that order of rooks shuffled. The rules keeping the king between the rooks and placing the bishop for color squares. This is the key difference. The board. And I think, yeah, they both get the same color or same arrangement. It's not like random for both. It's the same arrangement for both. The black's pieces are equal and opposite the white's pieces. Oh, okay. Alright, so they're not both completely random. It doesn't make things easier. Not in the slightest. So we go to variance, and we go to 960, and we say const back row random back row. I'm just gonna do it as they describe. We do lights, and that dark is a mirror image. What are you not? Why are you unhappy? Oh. No. Yeah, why are you unhappy? I don't understand. Type. I don't even understand what that means. Oh. What did I just press? Okay. Apparently the color's not changing. What? I'm a little confused by that. It says it's... Oh! It's just drawing the wrong thing. Alright, this is what I'm gonna do. I do this, and then I'm gonna go to the piece. There. And then the color is gonna be chess color. We're gonna go to the piece, and we're gonna say set color void. Color is chess color. I will say this dot color equals color, this dot image equals load image color underscore this dot type dot png. And not void. Don't void it. Piece. Can I get rid of this? Alright, why are we unhappy? Oh, well now black's on the wrong side. Because it's not creating a new piece. We'll say ID with color. Const piece equals clone this deep clone deep this. With color. And then here with color. Okay. Alright, so that's the setup for 960, but then we have to add these new castling rules. But maybe we need to change the original vanilla castling. So we'll go to chess, close others, look for the king. I don't like that. I don't want this. Alright, cool. Next. So, we're gonna do this a little bit differently. A moment. So we need to change this a little bit. Basically what we need to do is, we need to do for loops. We need to do for loops, going piece by piece, making sure nothing is there until we hit a rook. If we hit a rook, then we need to see if that rook never moved. Then we can see if, then we can castle. And we can only castle if the place that the king is going has no one there. So we need to check for that too. The place that the rook is going, there's definitely not going to be anyone. Actually, there could be. There could be. So we're going to have to check those two spaces to see if they're clear. Because the rule is you go to the spot you originally would have went. Let's read it. Wait, any variance within? Come on. Why you go all the way to the bottom of the freaking... Ay. Bottom of the page. Why would I want to be there? Alright, castling rules. Each player may castle once per game, but with the king and rook in a single move. However, the castling rules for interpreting to support different possible initial positions, king and the rook. With the castling, the final position of the king and the rook are the same as classical chess, namely after a side castling. Queen side. The king finishes on the c file. The move is noted as yes. After h side castling, king side finishes the g file. H. Alright. Sure. Castling prerequisites. The king and the castling rook must not have previously moved. Cool. The king did not move while castling on a previous move. It may be possible for this condition to still hold for castling on the other side, however. The FIDE rule explicitly states that castling may only once per game per player. No square from the king's initial square to its final square may be under attack by an enemy piece, even if the king is already on its final square. Okay. So we need to check every single tile and see if no one's there and it's under attack. If either is the case, we can't do it. All the squares between the king's initial and final squares, including the final square, all squares between the castling rook's initial and final squares, including the final square, must be vacant. Except for the king and the rook castling. I'm going to take that to mean that every square between the king and the rook are vacant. That's the rule. Every square between the rook and the king are vacant. I think that's safe. I think that's the safest. Alright, so we need to do the following then. For kingside castle, we go to the left. We're going to create a variable called let rook, left rook. We're going to do a for let column equal this dot column minus 1. Column is greater than or equal to 0. Column minus minus. Cool. So we're going to do a few things here. We're going to say const attack equals attacks dot find an attack whose column equals column and attack dot row equals dot row. If attack break. I will say const blocker equals controller dot get piece by coordinates column this dot row. Wait, what's the order? This dot row. If blocker okay break. In addition, if blocker dot type equals rook and blocker dot moves equals 0, then the left rook has been found. So we don't need to do this, don't need to do this, don't need to do this. Don't need to do this, don't need to do this. DI rook. Yeah, the left rook. What's the issue? It shouldn't be this anymore. It should be column 6. Because, yeah, we don't just jump over 2. We actually go to a fixed position. Alright, I'm gonna do one more thing. Give me a moment. Alright, cool. There's more conditions. Namely that the destinations are taken. Because if the king is here and the rook is here, then the king is gonna actually go over. Oh no. How do you... How do you even... How do you even execute that move? Like, what tiles would you click on? Like, if the king was here, then and the rook was here, if you clicked on the king, the castling position, the position that he goes to, the castle would be here. But how do you specify that in an app? You'd have to go off the board. Alright, I'm about to find out. Interesting. It shows up as a capture of your own piece. But what if it's on the edge of the board? Queenside castling is going to be like the exact same code. Oh, I'm writing the wrong stuff, so... Ooh. This is a kingside castle. Which means it's +1. And it's less than 8. And it's ++. This is king rook. So for queen side, it is going to be minus. Except the column's going to be 1, 2. And the rook is going to go from 0 to 3. The rook's going to go from 7 to 5. Oh, chess 960. How you complicate things. This idea of blockers only really applies to 960 though. But what's happening? Well, that's a new bug. Oh my goodness. I know why. It's a 960 bug. If we look at chess and then we do with color, that should fix it. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's make sure that our vanilla still works. So yeah, we can still castle. And he could still castle. So that shouldn't be possible because the king made a move. This is all like castling stuff, right? Oh, we can remove. Oh my goodness, we can remove all of this. And this moves equals 0. we're probably gonna have to change movement considerably, which is a little annoying. But 960 calls for it. So we'll just say injury, wrestling. Alright, so I have to go to types, go to movement. So I think it's gonna be, oops. Except it's gonna be piece. Just tell it where the piece goes, and just remove the piece from its old spot after we've moved it. And that'll allow us to not like accidentally null something out while we're like swapping. So pretty important. So I think that we should filter differently. So we'll say movements will now be required. Captures should still happen after. Alright, so for each move, we're going to say movement.movements equals movement.movements.filter movement, and it'll be this. Move out of bounds. All we need is 2. We only need to know where we're moving the piece to. So we just need row. need to remove any self captures. Yeah. I think the en passant now needs to go. No, yeah, no. En passant goes here. I feel like I need to see a variant. Because to me, the question is like, what if the king's already on his space? Do you just say move left twice and it just stays where it is? What if it's on the edge of the board? What then? I need to keep making new games until the king's on the edge of the board. There it is. So it appears as a capture of their own piece. All right. So there's the visual indicator and then there's what actually happens. So movements, I'm gonna keep this out for now, but this is where the visual indicator goes. And then the movements is what actually happens. And so in here, I say movements dot movement dot equals movement dot filter movement there should be conditions for keeping s greater than equal to and less than and greater than equal to and less than controller dot get piece movement dot row movement dot column dot color equals this dot color. I say movement dot piece dot color. Let me see if I could try to remove the use of this variable. So at this point, let's say movements dot length. Keep it if there are still movements to be made. Okay, let's go through error by error. So movements. All right. So this one we can't fix yet. That one we can't fix yet. This will be, we want the 2, and then we want the piece, which is the queen rook. But we also want to move, no, we wanted all of this pretty much. We also want to do a king movement. Okay. So we're just gonna leave those errors for now. Just see what other errors we can find. I'm gonna rename this destinations. Let's do this. Let's see if we could do a refactor. And I'll see. So this will become destination. It's no longer necessary. Okay, so we need to do a lot less stuff. We need to say movement dot destinations dot for each destination. We don't do this anymore. This happens after. We don't need the piece anymore. Instead, We don't need to do this extra movement anymore. The piece was becomes null, where the piece is going becomes the piece's information updates, the turn changes, the en passant changes. Alright, let's go to the console. Alright. What's the other error here? So the attacks are going to be all of the move twos. The destinations. Those will be the attacks, destinations. So when we get attacks against color, dot flat up movement dot destinations. And that should help a lot of the errors out. No longer need to deep clone here. Yeah. Here instead. Cool. Alright, yep, that's expected. And nice, we were able to eliminate this argument. Okay, let's see what other errors there are. There's seems to be none here, seems to be none here, seems to be none here. Let's go to the view. I'm sure the view has some. Yes. Yeah. Okay, at this point we might want to start showing the movements. The tiles that they can go to. So we're gonna add it back. We're gonna add these back. And now we're gonna resolve all these errors. None here. There's none here. I imagine they're mostly here. So this is so So the way this shows for the queen rook, it's going to be where the king goes. And oh wow, this is still old. We only care about 2. And that's where the king goes. And there's another. That's where the king's rook goes. Is it? Probably not. Yeah. All right. What other errors are there? Okay. Maybe we'll find them as we go. Oh, I can go off the board. Go off the board and attack my own pieces. Hey! Sorry. My dog. Chewing. Oh boy. Did we get an error? That'd be great if we got an error. We did not get an error. So when we go into chess, we're not filtering out of bounds for some reason. The movement dot destinations movement dot destinations dot nice. Oh, the music's over. So yeah, the turn's not changing. Oh, I think I know why. Oh boy. I'm gonna make this a string, and I'm gonna make this dot ID, and then I'm gonna make this W. That would be fine. Alright, so do we have any errors? That's the main thing. Let's see. Okay, no errors. So at this point, we want to, let's just test a few things. Let's make sure en passant still works. Does, and then can I en passant on the left? Cool. Cool. So what did I not fix? What is there still to do? Change how movement works. The main thing I'm not confident in are pins. Where is it? Where is it? Where is chess? And then remove illegal moves. So that's good. So let's just put a to-do here. To handle 960 Castle Lane. That's important. So the pinning logic I'm not very confident in. Maybe I am. Okay, it is pinned. Okay, so the only thing is for castling, what we want to do is let's just make sure both castlings work. both of them show up correctly. That's the main thing. So that's under attack. That's good. We can't cancel that way because even though it's not checked, it is under attack. So I'll push this, I'll push this. Okay, so we can cancel, okay, cool. Okay, so we're very close, very close. The only thing that the only like edge case that we have here, I think. So now my question is, what does it look like the king's already on the spot he's going to end up on? I think it'll just tell the king to go to the rook. Okay, the king's already here. Then it'll just be 2 over. So I think like we need to look at where the rook is, and if the rook is too close to the king, then we just say that the movement tile's on the rook. Okay, but I think I'm gonna take like a 45-minute break, maybe an hour. But I will be back. I'll be back in less than 60 minutes for sure. I just gotta walk my dog and eat a small meal. I'll be good to go. But let's see where we're at. Nothing really to commit, so I won't. But I know what to do when I get back. And then maybe we'll write some. We'll probably do. I would like to do a 5th game. Where are we at? We have. Once we get the castling done, we'll have a 4th game. And we might have a framework. We could do atomic chess. We have a framework for atomic chess. We just need to do a little bit more. I cannot imagine ever promoting a pawn in atomic chess. But we're gonna have to write the code for it. Pretty much for atomic chess, the idea is going to be we have to when we capture everything, including the piece itself. And we have a lot of that logic already set up, so we just need to do some kind of a proxy and create like an atomic function and just wrap all the pieces in the atomic function. Just make every piece atomic. Okay, but for now, I'm going to take a